Good to see everybody this afternoon. My name is Eric Auger. I'll be your host this afternoon for today's webinar. We're going to be going over the top 5 steps to business success in healthcare. I'm doing this on purpose. I use the word healthcare here because you're going to find out that if you think about just pigeonholing yourself just into medical billing, you're leaving a lot on the table. And because there's so many different services that we have here for you at American Business Systems, just to say that you're only in medical billing would be robbing you of a few things. Folks, I want to take a moment. I'm going to switch screens here just to stop sharing this one here in just a second, because I want to remind you, if you missed last Wednesday's webinar, our interview with one of our business owners, I want to show you where you can find that. So I'm going to stop sharing this and then share this particular screen. You can go find this at youtube.com/YABS. We had an incredible webinar last Wednesday with Aaliyah. Aaliyah joined us back in the late fall last year. And as of the last Wednesday, she had already secured, I think she was on her 4th client already. You need to go watch this webinar. So again, for those that are just logging in here, if you missed last Wednesday's webinar, I'm encouraging you to go back and watch this one, our interview with Aaliyah Khan. So you're not going to want to miss that webinar. Again, where to find that? You're going to go to youtube.com/YABS. I'll show you that towards the end of the webinar today as well. But I wanted to pull that up there just so that you could see it and kind of know what I'm talking about here. And you can see I can just scroll kind of through it. This was our interview that we did between Adam and me and Aaliyah. That was a wonderful, wonderful webinar. So, all right, let me share with you what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about what are the 5 steps, the top 5 steps to business success in healthcare. So that's the topic of today's webinar, and I'm going to get kicked off here. It looks like we got a good crowd so far. Charles, it's good to see you. Fidel, Janice, John, a couple of Johns on this afternoon. Newman, Stephen, Vipin, and Vladimir, and who else do we have here? Edgardo. Good. So it's good to see everybody here. Let me get to the next couple of slides here. Remember, folks, that I want you to find the Q&A box. So go find that Q&A box. If you got basic questions you want to ask, go ahead and throw those up there now. Don't wait until the end. So if you've got questions about cost or, what's my next steps, if you want to put all of that in there, as I kind of go through this introduction, along with just tell me where you're calling in from today. Where are you located? I like to kind of know where everybody's located here in the United States, and it's just makes me feel good to know that we're kind of nationwide here. So if looks like Amanda just popped in here. Charles is from South Carolina. Good to see you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. Got some other folks that have just piped in here. Charles, if you'll let us know. Edgardo, Fidel, Jay, John, the 2 Johns there, Newman, Stephen, Vladimir, Vipin. Good, thank you. Stephen's from Georgia. Good to have you here this afternoon. Edgardo is from New Jersey, so good to have you. So it looks like we've got the East Coast pretty well. Janice is from Missouri. Good to see you. Who else we have here? John from Los Angeles. There we go. There we go. We've got some folks coming in. We're all over the country. May is from, or Teresa is from California. It's good to see you. Jay is from Virginia. All right. Good to see everybody here. Thank you for doing that. Some of you may have met, if not, our CEO, Adam Phillips. He is running the ship here at ABS. He has written a couple of books here. One of them is 9 Ways Doctors Let Money Slip Through Their Fingers. I'm actually going to be talking about that book a little bit today and the encouragement of how this book is used. But he's also the founder of an organization called Myrma. Now, let me tell you about Myrma real quickly, because a lot of people get into this business, and especially whenever you're trying to figure out how you're going to, are you going to use this logo up here, the ABS logo? Are you going to use your own logo? Do you want to draw people attention to the ABS area? We don't want you to have to do that. Several years back, we started an organization called MERMA. That is the Medical Revenue Management Association of America. Now, this is a legit organization. It has a board of directors. It has a medical director that's associated with this organization, and it is this organization here that will provide you with your certification. Once you've completed the training here, which takes about 2 weeks, that you're going to get that from MERMA. And then at that point, folks, you can put all of this information on all of your website and all of your printed material, and that you are a CMRM, that you got your certification from MERMA. It gives them a place to go to. It creates credibility for yourself. So that's a pretty important organization. You can go out to it anytime you want to. MRMAA at .org. So you can go check that out over there. Again, let me remind you that anytime during the webinar today, I want you to go in there and type in your questions. So again, if you've got basic questions, feel free to put those over there. There'll be certain parts of the day's webinar that you're going to probably have some specific questions in. I'm going to do my best to kind of monitor the questions that come in, plus make sure that all the basic questions that get asked or answered. And so I hope that you come today with a little bit of a learning capability and ready to go this afternoon. So let's get started here on some of this information. Now, if you haven't already done that, if you haven't gone to our website, and when you get to our landing page, so our website is absystems.com. Once you get to that part of the web page, you're going to see up in the right-hand corner, there is a section there that says download our 5 secrets to success. Now, what I've done here, I've taken the concept of those and I have modified those into what I call the top 5 steps for success in healthcare. So that has kind of been my model. Now, there is a lot of information in that. So all you got to do is fill out this quick little form. Don't worry about it. You're not going to get spammed. We've already got your information because you're here today. But if you haven't gotten that particular document, you're going to find out in there is a lot of information. Plus, there's some white papers in there of some of our business owners and their stories. Okay, so you're not going to want to miss this. But if you'd like to go get that and get it downloaded, don't do it right now during the webinar. But after the webinar, you can go get that. And you'll hear tones of these top 5 steps for success. Now, again, I've taken some of those, I've modified those a little bit in order that we can kind of really focus in on what you're about to do. One thing that again, for all of those that have just now joined me, that have maybe missed out a little bit of the introduction, if you've missed out the webinar that Adam and I did last week with Aaliyah, please go back and watch that webinar. Again, I'll put it back up there a little bit later towards the end so that you'll know where to go get it. But this young lady here started with us back in the fall, got through her training. She talked about the training. She talked about the support part of it here. But what we enjoyed listening to is how she got her first client, which led to her second, which led to her third, and which led now is to her fourth. Now she told us on the webinar last week that she has already got her entire return on investment, for here. Plus, she already has enough that if she wanted to, she could quit her full-time job. And yes, she's done all of that for clients that have multiple doctors in that. And she's already been able to calculate that she could leave her full-time job and not do this part-time anymore. She has also said that she would be happy to hear from you. So if you've got questions that you'd like to hear from her, you're going to see here during the presentation, I'm going to show you how you can get a referral list from your sales rep here at American Business Systems to be able to get that done. All right, so listen, we got another person here from the Bay Area, Gurvinder. I hope I said your name correctly. So if I didn't, please forgive me for butchering it, but it looks like you're from California as well. All right, folks, let's get started this afternoon. So the top 5 steps to business success in healthcare. Once you get into this world, you're gonna find out that you're in this group of people in healthcare that's gonna go everything from, let's just kind of talk about the different industries in healthcare. Obviously, we've got doctors, there are nurses. In between those doctors and nurses are what's called PAs, physician's assistants, which you could bill for. Oh, thank you. I did pronounce your name correctly. Thank you so much. But you're going to have PAs. Then you have what's called nurse practitioners. So nurse practitioners, PAs, and doctors you can actually bill for, because what they do, once they do their services with a particular patient, they're going to put their claims on what's called a CMS 1500 form, okay? Which on that form, there's going to be two types of codes. There's going to be a diagnosis code of the patient, and then there's a procedure code of the patient. Or the procedure is what the doctors actually did. And that's what they get billed for. That's what they're billing for, is their procedure. That includes their evaluation, the management of the patient, which includes time, what did they do for it? And then that all goes through CMS, and that spits out what's called a procedure code. And that's how much the doctors and the PAs and the nurses will know how to bill. There are other organizations that you can bill for. You can bill for chiropractors. You can bill for mental health. You can bill for social workers. There's so many different people that you're going to run into. Home health agencies. So the reason I say that, the reason I'm kind of broadening your scope here, because one of the things that Aaliyah talked about last week was she didn't feel like she was just pigeonholed to be a medical biller. She knew that she was an executive of a company that did and does medical billing. So you get what I'm trying to say here? So I want you to feel like, as you're coming today, you're sitting around this table full of executives here today. You're a CEO, you got the CEO mindset. And so what we're going to do here, we're going to talk about what are these 5 major steps, these top 5 steps that you need to make sure that you're doing to become successful in healthcare. All right, so one of the things that you probably have heard before in the past, and this is from Dale Carnegie. Some of you people may have heard of Mr. Carnegie, but he says people do business with people they know, they like, and they trust. And so, folks, we all do that. You're here today. Hopefully, our job is for you to get to know who we are. That's why, for as long as I've been around, for a little over 16, going on 17 years now, almost every week of the month, I think we did 1 year that we did not do a webinar, and I think that was because it fell on Christmas Day. And that is, we do these webinars so that you get to know who we are, that we're real people. You get to see Adam. Sometimes you get to see Jason. You get to see other folks here. You get to talk with us. You're talking with us here on the phone. Some of you are talking with some of the other sales reps here. We spend a lot of time with you. As you'll know here in a little bit, one of the things that we will do for you, if you haven't already done this, is that we want to connect with you on these Zoom meetings. And one of the things we want to do is do a demonstration of the software with you. Because what we want you to understand is we want you to know who we are before you get into business with us. You're going to find out that today, and probably during the calls that you have with us, we never ask you, are you ready to buy? Or are you ready to sign the paperwork? We're here to help you, to kind of educate you and get you to know, because through that process, hopefully you're going to like who we are. And then over that period, we know that through time and through consistency, you're going to get to build some type of trust with us, because that's what we seem that we do quite often. So let's see. John's asking, seems very labor intensive unless you have people working for you. John, I would encourage you again, if you missed last Wednesday's webinar, you're going to have to go watch that with Aaliyah, because she gained 4 clients within about 6 months period of time, still working part-time. Now, there's a lot of different moving parts to it. So you've got to understand, being an executive of a company, you're going to have other people to do the work for you. And that's what she's done. So one of the things that we're going to look at doing is we're going to educate you So you learn to build trust with others. So what ABS does, we're going to empower you that you're going to have a greater knowledge about medical billing and revenue cycle management than most physicians do. And yes, that's pretty much true. You think about it, when doctors do go to school, you realize that they have no school lessons on how to do billing. They learn that after the fact. Now they do learn some things about it, but they don't learn everything about revenue cycle management. So when you get through our class, one of the things that we're going to do is, and as you can see here, this is what we do. We empower you to become better at even what the physicians know and kind of even know about medical billing, because a lot of doctors don't even know that they're missing out on certain claims that probably should have been paid, and why did they not get paid? Well, one of the things we're going to do this in a two-form format here. One, we're going to educate you. On the other hand, we're going to educate the doctor. Now, how do we do that? Now, for those that are on today's webinar, let me tell you what I'm going to ask you to do. I want you to get back with your sales rep today after you get through with today's webinar. And I'm doing this as a gift from me to you. What I'd like for you to do is reach out to your sales rep, and I want you to ask them for the PDF copy of the New Thriving Medical Practice. We've got it in a PDF, and this is going to help educate you on why you even would think about getting into medical billing in the first place. Because in there, what we're going to show you in through that book, we're going to help educate the doctors on why they need you. We're going to share with them some of the biggest critical things that that doctors face with every single day whenever it comes down to medical billing. Well, let's stop for a moment here. And I want to talk to you not necessarily as me talking from ABS to you. I want to talk with you as a businessman, talking with other business folks, men and women here on today. First of all, I want to let you know that not only have I been with ABS for 16 to 17 years, but I've also owned my own medical billing companies before through American Business Systems. And every marketing plan that we have, I initiated and used on getting my clients. And so do I know that they work? Yes, I do. Will some clients come a little quicker than others? Yes, they will. Because remember, it's up to the doctor on when they're ready and when they know that there's a need for them. Now, putting that into real perspective here, how does a doctor know that they need your services pretty quickly? Well, it's kind of like when we go to the doctor, right? When we go to the doctor, we want to find out what's wrong with us. If we've got a skipped heartbeat, or we got high blood pressure, or we got an area that's swollen on our body here, and we go to the doctor, we go, "Hey doc, tell me what's wrong with me." The doctor says, "Well, this is what's wrong with you. What are we going to do about it?" Well, the doctor says, "Well, you're going to need this, or you're going to need to either take these medicines or not take these medicines. If you don't take these medicines, then the trouble is going to keep going. You might need surgery, and you might need surgery like right now." One of my grandchildren just had their tonsils out. Little boy couldn't even hardly speak. And so what happens is his mom and dad got his tonsils taken out, and now he can speak clearly. What I say all of that is because a lot of times doctors don't really know what their problem is. And you getting started here, you may not know all the problems either. So that's why I'm encouraging you to reach out to your sales rep and ask them for a free, no obligation copy of the PDF of this book. Now, what's important here is that you're going to see something right there in the very middle. You're going to see a couple of the authors' names, Patrick Phillips and Dr. Vicki Rachner, but below it, there is a foreword to the book. That foreword is a fake name there, Susan Smith, but you see that says CMRM. You remember what I said earlier. MIRMA actually certifies you as a certified medical revenue manager. So when you join American Business Systems, one of the things we're going to give you are a set of these books in which you write the foreword. Now, it's going to be printed on there. It's not going to be some sticker that you're going to place over some other. We're going to show you how to make sure that you print those out properly. No, these actually come pre-printed for you, and you're going to have the foreword to the book. We have a templated foreword that you can be able to tweak it and rewrite it if you want to. use artificial intelligence if you want to kind of help you rewrite it for you if you want to. But it's there. You can be, what I want you to do, again, is my gift to you for today. But you're going to see that you're going to actually go on the front cover of the book. Your name goes on there. Well, what does that do? Well, that sets you up as a lot of credibility right there from the very beginning, because we've had so many of our brand new business owners that have handed out this book or got this book into a doctor's hands. And the doctor says, "Hey, I just read your book that you wrote." That's what I'm saying. So you can understand. So, John, hopefully this looks like you wrote a medical billing program for a doctor of yours back in 1988. So I'm hope that you take advantage of the day of us sharing some information with you that you might find to be helpful as we kind of go through all of this. So, and then once you've got the book, what we're also going to show you during your training, because remember, we're going to educate you to get up to that level. One of the things we're going to show you is how to tabulize that book. Now, again, if you've got a book, you've got a paperback book, or if you end up getting, now you can order this book on Amazon. I'm not encouraging you to do that unless you just want to get a hard copy of it before you start us with us here. But what we're going to show you your trainer, who will spend almost 2 weeks with you one-on-one. One of the practices that they're going to show you is how to take those little tabs there and put it in specific areas of that book, so that when the doctor gets it, they don't feel like they're overwhelmed and reading the whole book. They're going to flip to these areas, and you're going to have already pre-highlighted some of those areas. And this is going to set you up to number 2, is you need to become the expert. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, ABS is going to help position you as the recognizable expert. And then we're going to support you by the marketing materials and a team of specialists behind you. So this is what we're going to do. So there's a few things here that you're going to find out underneath this particular section. And I believe there is either 4 or 5 of these little sections here on to become an expert. First of all, ABS will provide you an onboarding and personalized training with expert instructors in real time. I've already mentioned that to you earlier. This training is there are 10 major modules. Now, if you can't wait for another, probably it won't even be until next month. But next month, I'll probably go over again in a lot of detail on what's all in the training. But if you can't wait until then, again, you can go back to our YouTube channel and go scour there and find some information on training. But there are 10 modules, and each of those modules, there are probably 10 to 12 different types of lessons that you're going to end up going through. Everything to know, basically, kind of all the acronyms of what you're going to need to find out about medical billing, to just all the terminology, to beginning to understand what is iClaim, what is EMRX, what are these other services, what about coding? What if I got a doctor that asks me, do you do coding? The obvious answer is always yes, because you got coding support back behind you. So we're going to take you and we're going to build you up to support you in that area. The second thing is that once you've completed that training, we've got other business opportunities sometimes during the month, where we're going to take you through another set of education. Now, what I've just learned here at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, not only do we have this one particular class that is 10 modules, once you've completed that, you feel like you want to advance, we actually have now another, through Myrma, another advanced training course to help you even go further. Now, what are you going to do between basic and advanced? That's where you're going to lean on us on our support team. It's not just a support site that has videos, although that we do have that. Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 every day. You're going to not reach some call center in a different country. You're going to get American Business System support. And if you'll go back again and listen to Aaliyah, hear her testimony on the support mechanisms that are there, how it helped her to secure that first client, helped us to not only to get that first client, but then to to write the contracts, to to securing that client, for us doing the demos for you. Everything that we have here is really built around to help you win. And you're going to see that here as we kind of close out this afternoon. Number 3, underneath setting you up as the expert, is that we're going to provide you some continual advice on marketing to doctors from our in-house physician advisor. Now, I think it was let's see, it was either at the end of January or the beginning of February that I interviewed Dr. Vicki Rachner. Now, she is the co-author of the New Thriving Medical Practice, but she's also co-authored this book with our CEO, Adam Phillips, 9 Ways Doctors Let Money Slip Through Their Finger. Now, what may be a little difficult to see is what looks like a letter from Dr. Vicki Rachner. So what she will actually do, she will actually help make the introduction to you and for you to another doctor. You will hear her say on the interviews that we've had with her, is that doctors listen to other doctors. So why not have Dr. Rachner send a letter on your behalf to one of your prospect doctors? She's got it written there very professionally, and explaining why they just might want to take a look, just at least have a conversation with you. She will do that all day long. And so whether it's that is accompanying this one book, or it's accompanying the other book that has your contact information in on it, this is one of the ones that we help set you up and look you as the expert. Now, remember, you simply just writing the forward to the book sets you up as looking like the expert in all of that already. Number 4, ABS is going to provide you a lifetime of access to an exclusive support portal that really has even more educational resources. And the reason I tell you that is because when you do go through that training, it's going to take you about 2, maybe 2.5 weeks to get through that. Folks, listen, I can't even remember everything. I feel like I'm packed in this little, gray matter of mine between my ears up here, as much information that I can, but I'm always trying to stuff it with more information. Now, if you're anything like me, I'm a big audiobook person. Sometimes I get books and I read the audiobook right along with it. Sometimes I'm just listening to the audio side of it, but I also love training videos. Matter of fact, I was looking up something today to fix something on my computer, and I typed it in, and obviously all the text comes up there. But the first thing I'm looking for is, where's the video on YouTube to show me what to do to fix it? That's what this whole thing is for you, but it's exclusive just for you guys. It's not you can't just go there right now and get into it. It's a secured area with a password and everything. But what we do there, because it was just a couple of weeks ago, we did a webinar just for our business owners on how to get that first client. So that's new information that's on our ABS LSS website that, again, is only exclusive for our business owners already. You'll get that once you join us here. Lastly, number 5, ABS is going to offer you, again, an ongoing education with that ongoing education with the access to Myrma. And again, what Myrma does, it brings everything together in one area, so that whenever people go there, they'll see articles, they'll see information about the New Thriving Medical Practice. They'll see all of that. And what it does, it brings a cohesiveness all together of all the different services. So whether, again, that the doctors are going, does John really do medical billing? Does he really understand what revenue cycle management is all about? Or, what about this whole thing on coding? Will they really do audits for me? Will they really do the HIPAA compliancy surveys for me and help me get prepared for that? Folks, again, all of that is on the Myrma site. So again, we try to help you. And again, moving from just getting the education and making sure that you're set up, that people know and like and trust you. Again, setting you up as the expert. Now what we want to do is help you stand out from the crowd. All right, so you can see here, we've been pretty succinct here on these 5 different top things. And you can see that just the concepts of all of everything that we're talking about here, you can apply to any particular business. Whether you're flipping pizzas or burgers or anything else out there, you want to make sure that whatever you want people to know that they're drawn towards you on everything that you're doing. So once you've gained the expertise by all the education, now we want to help separate you from your competition. And one of the ways that we do that is through our systems of what we have. Now, what ABS has done, they have collaborated with what we know as the best in class, the best award-winning cloud-based software that's out there in the market. So we're not a software company. So let's get that clear. We're not a software company where we can sit back and say, look, we built our own system. No, what we are is a business opportunity that have brought other people that are better at this in the industry, and we don't have to maintain that. So we've got these partnerships with technology and services that help bring you to the table. Now, how does that make things work? Well, first of all, with us, you're number one, you're not a franchise, so there's no franchise fees, there's no royalty fees that go along with this. And yes, the money that you bill is your money. So let me share how that works. So when if you go to a doctor's office and you knock on that doctor's door today, and that doctor just says, man, I'm so glad that you're here. I was hoping somebody was going to come talk to me about my medical billing. If that were to happen, my first question is, Doc, what system are you currently using? Well, they'll rattle off some system out there. My second question is what is your cost on paying for that? They're going to tell me. They're going to either tell me that they bought it and they're having to maintain a server, or they're going to tell me that they've got some subscription to whatever system that's out there, okay? And there are many systems out there. And then my second question, or the following questions are going to be, okay, who does your billing? Do you have someone in-house or do you have someone outsourced? Well, let me tell you, whether it's in-house or it's outsourced, the doctors are still paying some software system to use. So with all that said, iClaim is a cloud-based system that has been sanctioned for our ABS business owners to be able to use under the name of iClaim and EMRX. Now we have 3 different types of those different platforms out there that you can choose from. Our support team is going to help you be able to do that, because you may have some smaller doctors out there that might need very specific things. You're going to have some other doctors that are there that might be carrying some inventory that you need a specific system for, but then you may need this really robust one out there as well. So we've got different ones that you can use. Plus, we also have a web-based dental billing software as well. Plus all the other softwares, all the other services come along with it, whether it's Compliancy Guard that comes along with your systems, which helps the doctors formalize all of their HIPAA compliancy and keeps all of that. This is what ABS has brought together. So imagine that you're wanting to start a business and let's just say, let's put it this way. Let's say that you're going to start a hamburger shop, right? Well, the people that are selling this franchise or business opportunity, and they're bringing in all of their equipment, believe me, they didn't build the equipment. What they're bringing to you is the best in class so that you become the best that you are. That's what we've done here. So we want to make sure that you have all the best tools and that you're supported by all of those tools. And this is what ABS has done. We can help you with that. Number 2, we're going to help provide you a diverse set of solutions to address all the challenges of your clients. This is going to actually help you to move swiftly. That's what Aaliyah found out. That's how she could go from, I think she's in the car industry. I don't know what she does in the car industry, but she's been very successful in that. She is an immigrant, so she had to learn the American language here. So she did tell us that she knows 3 languages. She's a on fire gal that just gets out there and just doesn't waste any time. But what she was able to do was not only get her first client, get that client up and running through our help, get that client going. She reached out to some other potential clients. She ended up getting that one. Then a referral came through. So now she's got a third one. Now she's got the fourth one. So from the fall to now, through the first quarter of this year, she's already gained 4 clients, and she's going gangbusters. Well, how is she able to do that? It's because what she didn't have to do is rely upon learning all the technology and all the software systems and then how to implement those. That's what ABS is here for. So what you're asking yourself, why am I paying an upfront fee, some type of investment? Is because ABS has already done all the hard work. All we're going to do is put these pieces in place for you, just like you would do if you never opened up a sandwich shop before. They're going to come in with their systems, and they're going to say, okay, this is how you get your tomato sliced or your lettuce shredded, and this is how you're going to store all of this. And they've got a system. And if you're successful at that system, and you've got people, the way that people find out who you are, then that's where that goes for you. Talking about getting people to know who you are, again, everything that you're going to get from us for your marketing material is all tailored for you. It's going to have all of your information on it. You don't have to go design. You don't have to go hire a designer or anything like that. Everything is professionally printed for you, both in real paper, so printed material, and also digitally. So we have everything that you're going to need. Here's just a sampling of some of this information. Again, I would encourage you to get back with your sales rep, and they'll kind of walk you through some of this information as you kind of go through it yourself there. And then as we're going to the part of it here, let's see, I went one too far there. So we're right there on that particular slide. So what we're trying to do here again is help you to stand out from the crowd and get you going, because obviously those are some of the things you need to make sure. Then we're going to start to show you how to harness the power of referrals. This is where a lot of people kind of wonder, gosh, is this the right business for me here? I want to know, gosh, can I actually do this? Can I get clients, because I've never sold anything in my entire life? Well, so again, we're in a group here. We're in a group of executives. Let's just say we're at a business networking meeting right now. We're trying to exchange ideas like, you know what, I've just got this one business started. I'm gonna use my pool of people around me. I want to find out, does anybody know what I do? And once you know what I do, does anybody know that anybody that might need my services? Now, there are other business owners and other CEOs of other companies that do this all the time, not just for medical billing. Okay, so let's hear this. There are other executives out there that are looking for other executives to connect with. This is what they're doing. And this is why ABS, you're as a business owner here, we're going to assist you in finding those other executives that are within your community and help you go beyond what you think that you could ever go do. This is, again, how Aaliyah got her first client. This is it. So with our assistance, we're going to help you develop these different strategies of partnerships within your community and even outside of your community. One of the things I found out, that I think, if I recall, she lives up in Michigan. And I asked her, I said, well, how many clients are you doing out of Michigan? I don't think there's any of them out of Michigan. Well, now she's got a network of other people that she's come to know over the years, and she just reached out to them and said, look, this is what I'm doing. I just cranked up a new business. I am a owner of a medical billing company, and I'm looking for clients. Do you know of anybody? And it didn't take long for those referrals to let those referrals know other people. And what she did was create these power partner referral references to start flowing in back into where she is. That's how she ended up getting her first client. The second thing we're going to do is make sure that you yourself are perceived as a reliable referral partner yourself. Okay, so it goes two ways. Remember, I mentioned earlier. Remember, people will do business with other people who they know, like, and they trust. You got to be able to say, you know what? Tell me your story. So let me kind of share with you about how I got my first client. I did the same thing here, but I walked into the meeting into a group of other business executives. And instead of me just rattling off what I do, my first thing that I did, I wanted to go hear everybody else's story. I wanted to go find out what they're doing, who are their market. Folks, because guess what? People like to talk about themselves. But I say this as just a word of wisdom. Sometimes if you come across as the one that's always talking in the room, nobody wants to listen to you, right? So whenever you go into a room or you're around some people that are executives around, find out what they do first and let that gel, because eventually what somebody's going to say, well, tell me about your business. So the way that I look at this, it's better to be asked to come up front than it is to be told to sit down. You get what I'm saying here? I don't want somebody to walk away from me while I'm trying to introduce myself. Say, hey, I'm Eric Auger, or and I do this, that, and the other, and then people just, you can kind of see it turn off. But if you're the one that's kind of leading out in this is what ABS is going to teach you and show you how to do it. All of our successful business owners currently have gotten their clients just like this. Now, some of them have come already with they may already know some doctors. Aaliyah did not come from this field. She came from, like I said, the automotive field, and she's into this business here. And again, like I said, she's an immigrant over here. So she had the fear of speaking, but she overcame that. She said in herself, she goes, I wanted to succeed. Therefore, I knew that I was going to succeed. So that's what it's going to have to take with all of us. But we know that networking is the #1 method for our business owners to get their first client. Now, you're going to learn how to do that one-on-one with us. We're going to show you how to do that through utilizing some of the marketing materials and some of the marketing strategies that we have that have been proven to be able to succeed. This is why we're doing what we're doing. Now, #3, we're going to help you connect and foster those connections with businesses on our exclusive Facebook page and through LinkedIn groups. Yes, we've already got all of this written out. In matter of fact, we've got ways in which we have what's called, oh boy, what is it called? Marketing magnets, things there. So we're going to show you how to utilize certain things where people are going to be drawn to you even through the internet. Okay, we're going to show you the power of the social media world that's out there to be able to do this. All right, lastly, once you've kind of gotten everything that you've developed so far, these 4 different things, these 4 different layers so far, the last thing we want you to do is, and this is where sometimes it kind of gets funny, people don't know how to nurture their contacts. Because once you get out there and you start to serve the area, and I like to talk about it in this way. I think the failure for most brand new entrepreneurs and those that want to reach up to that executive level, because that's what you are. You're the president of their company, or the owner of your company, or the CEO of your company, whatever you want it to become. We fell in thinking ahead of ourselves and who we are, and then what we end up getting, that we don't foster those so a lot of times those relationships very well. And one of those things that we just don't simply do is let people know that we're in business. We think if we do all the things that are out there, social media wise, like that, we put up a website, maybe we create a Facebook page and a Facebook page for our business, and we might throw a few little things out there, and we sit back and go, gosh, Adam, hey guys, this is not working. I haven't gotten a client yet. Well, one of my questions is I want to say, well, how many personal contacts have you made? How many networking events have you been to that you have let other CEOs, presidents, owners of other businesses know that you're in business? So once we got this group of people here, we need to nurture those contacts. So one of the things that ABS is going to help provide for you is a support mechanism for your contacts, so that you become really, really good on not missing out. kind of going back to the early days in which we got our first client. And again, it came through a referral. So I'm just going to tell you a personal story. And I'm going to put this up over here while I do this, because this one service helped me get my first ever client. So once I kind of went through everything that I've talked to you about so far, and I've gone through the networking meetings and we've done all the other different things here, we had one doctor that said, okay, I like what you was talking about. So we met with them, and come to find out that the doctor gave us, a little bit of time, and he called us back, or he had his office manager call us back and said, Dr. So-and-so is going to go with somebody else. They're a little bit cheaper on the price. And I went, no big deal, no problem. Thanked them for their time. And as soon as we got through with that, obviously you're always a little disappointed because you think that you've done everything correct. But what I wanted to make sure is that I didn't waste the opportunity for utilizing one of the services that I use and ABS uses, and that the doctors can use to help garnish even more patients, even in their clinic. And that is AutoCard. AutoCard is a drip marketing campaign. And what we did, I set this doctor up on a drip marketing campaign with postcards. Yes, real live postcards. They were not these e-cards that you can find online and send somebody an e-card through their email, and then when they open it, pops up and it's got all these little singing things on it. No, these are real cards that are postmarked, and they're sent directly to the doctor. So what we did, I set the doctor up on this drip marketing campaign that ABS has, and we just started every 2 to 3 weeks, or every 2 weeks, basically, they got another card from us. One on iClaim, one on EMRX, one on CodeRight, one on Compliancy Guard, the other one on Audit Guard, the one on ChoicePay, one on Quick Collect, and then there's some others that are associated with that. So you can see that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 weeks right there of just a drip marketing campaign. It was halfway through that the office manager called me. And I'll never forget it. It was an afternoon. I was wrapping up the day, and I get a call, and the office manager calls me up and says, hey, the doctor has reconsidered. He's no longer using another medical billing company. He would like for you to see if you and your business partner would like to meet him for dinner in a couple of days at the country club. Okay. Well, of course, the answer is yes. Hey, you get to go to a country club, get to visit with a doctor there. And before, we were still waiting for the doctor. Once we got there a little earlier, some of his other staff were there. And we simply asked the question, well, what happened? The office manager says, really wasn't what happened with the old other company, although that, they didn't come through with some of the things that they said they were going to do. I said, well, so what made you call us back? They said this, it was because you kept sending us information every other week with information. And, we just knew that how you did it was professionally. If you took our no, but you still dripped, they didn't say drip, but if you kept sending us information, we knew that you were a professional company that we felt like we wanted to go with. And that's what happened. That's how we got that client. So folks, do the systems work? Yes, the systems work. And that's why we're here, to kind of help you with those systems to get you through everything that we can make. So know that these things are here. So let me ask this question as we kind of wrap up here. So you got to ask the question, what is the common thread that you've seen in all 5 of these things? Well, the first thing is that we're here. And the common thread is this, is that we're here at every stage, all 5 of those steps, those top 5 steps that lead somebody in success in healthcare. We're here for a lifetime with you, because ABS is here to see you win. Because folks, when you win, we win. So we're winning because Aaliyah is actually got new clients out there. That's why we're here. Because not only do we win just because we love to hear the different stories, but because on the back end, when she's using some of these other services through the technology partners or whatever else, ABS gets a little bit of residual income from those technology partners, not from you. That's why we can continue to keep supporting you for a lifetime.